I'm meteorologist Sean Sublette from the Richmond Times-Dispatch, and I'm joined with my old friend and colleague, Joe Murgo. Joe is a veteran meteorologist in central Pennsylvania. He's been the chief meteorologist at WTAJ in Altoona, which is not too far away from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Joe, thanks so much for joining me, man.
Yeah, the veteran. Is that another way of calling me old? That's what I just have to figure out.
Yes, that's exactly what that is, because you and I are about the same age. So if you're a veteran, so am I.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, just to let people in on what's going on. How long have you been working there in Altoona and covering Punxsutawney Phil and the whole Groundhog Day festival there?
This is my 21st year in a row that I have done this. It is our home viewing market, and we are, we cover it every year. We have a special right when Phil comes on out. So I've been behind the scenes and know a lot of Phil statistics and just a lot of the background stuff that probably people have never witnessed before.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. And since you've been covering it over these last 20 years, how has it grown?
Oh, well, it has grown a good bit. The biggest growth happened after Bill Murray did the movie.
Right.
And that was a little bit before I got here, but it still grows a little bit every year. And this year I'm kind of banking because of the weather. And we've had a lot of the people had a year off, that the crowd's probably going to be close to a record, because it's a lot more crowded downtown than what it was as we were earlier, this early in the day before. So it has grown a good bit. Now, the one thing I want all your people to know is it's nothing like the movie. We are in downtown Punxsutawney. I'm going to let Jordan move around. And right now, this is where the Groundhog Festival happens. It's not the cute little court square that you see on the movie. Gobbler's Knob is about 1.5 miles outside of town. But people gather here. Now, when I started, it was the old party days of Groundhog Day. Everyone would just drive up there, and it was almost a free-for-all. But after 9/11, they really started a couple of years after that to clamp down. Right now, no one really drives up there except for a few select people in media, and they all start downtown. They get bussed up. You're not there all night long anymore. You spend the night here, and they open up the grounds around 3 in the morning. And then people stay from 3 until 7:20 when he comes out of his borough for his prediction. And there's a lot of things to keep them occupied in that time.
Oh, I don't doubt that. That was one of the things I was going to ask you. Was a crowd there all night, or how was it kind of divvied up with time and space regarding the festival?
Yeah, a lot of people will come up the night before. I mean, good luck getting a hotel room in Punxsutawney or near Punxsutawney this late. But a lot of people will just come on up and will stay up the whole night long. Some may not even get here till midnight or so. There is in the local YMCA, there's a basketball court where you can rent a crash space for $5 and just sleep on the floor. Some people do that. Some people just stay up and enjoy. They play Groundhog the movie. They have all the different local places have different specials going on up until they start loading the buses at 3 in the morning.
So when does everything kind of get started? Obviously, it kind of closes on Groundhog Day itself, but when does the festival really get started? Does it start today? Does it start a day or two ahead of time?
Well, the festival downtown really kicks in today. And that's where we are now. And we're in between bands, or actually it would be a lot louder right now. And there's a pretty good crowd here. People come in a couple of days ahead of time sometimes, but usually one day ahead of time is right when this festival will start and kick on in. And then Gobbler's Knob, right now you could go up there, take pictures of the empty stage and the stump, but that doesn't really happen until 3 in the morning. And then people will come up just in time for that.
But it's still an amazing thing. I've got to get up there someday before my career is over at some point. Fortunately, you're not going to be as bitter cold. What's the coldest one you've been at?
The coldest I have been was in the early 2000s. I think it was about 3 to 5 degrees below zero. Fortunately, I'm a skier and I've got some good gear, and I'm usually pretty good on staying warm. So I haven't really been affected by the cold much. And, that's the one thing, Sean, I will say is just each year it just seems to get that it's been skewing up. We haven't had frigid morning in a while. Now, if the sky stays clear like this, and now Jordan, who's going to be out there with me, he's going to like be shocked at this. But if it stays clear like it is right now, it's going to be cold tonight, and we may drop down into the lower teens. So it still may be a little bit colder, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, it could be so much worse. That's, I mean, because last week you were down a couple degrees below zero, weren't you? Or very close?
Yes. A lot. Actually, Punxsutawney was, I think it was officially 10 below at Punxsutawney. Wow. So it was it's a lot better than what it was there. So the Arctic area is on the retreat. And if it wasn't for the clear sky, we just have a solid snowpack. If it wasn't for the clear sky, and the snowpack, we wouldn't be nearly as cold as where we are right now.
Yeah. What is your snow depth there running now?
I didn't take a ruler to it, but I would say we are still a good solid 6 inches here in Punxsutawney. So we've been in a cold stretch, and just nickel and dime some extra snow out of it. Yeah. There is going to be, unfortunately, an ice storm here as we head on into Thursday, later Wednesday night into Thursday, and that's going to compact things, and it's going to get sloppy, and they may get above freezing for a while. So right now, I'd say it's a little prettier. And good news is for folks who are thinking about ever going to Groundhog, they will scrape out the whole area. It'll be clear. They'll roll some hay down so you're not too muddy. You do want, I will say, I've been here when it's above freezing. You do want it below freezing because the ground firms up a little bit. It's not a big mud pit. Yeah,
I can totally see that. You'd probably want it down below the mid 20s to keep everything hard on the ground. All right, before I let you go, what's one other thing that people might not know, or they might have a misconception about the entire event or Punxsutawney in general?
Well, I mean, I will say, and I will walk as we go if Jordan can follow me. There's just so many little things. There's actually little statues of Phil all over the place. And the one thing I'm going to allow you to see is, Phil has a permanent home. Now, Phil's not in there. It's just Phyllis at this point in time. But he has a permanent home in a borough just outside of the library. And this is Phil's borough here. So if you come to Punxsutawney anytime, you can usually find him in there. But again, he's not there right now. He's got a good feast in there right now, carrots and some broccoli. So he has some healthy treats waiting for him when he gets back. But he's kind of busy with a lot of appearances over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, this is prime time for him for sure. Joe, thanks so much for taking the time this afternoon. Enjoy tonight and tomorrow morning, and safe travels getting back. And hopefully I will see you in person again real soon.
Yeah, next year you should come up.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Joe. Joe Murgo, everybody, from WTAJ in Altoona.